Good morning, everyone. My name is Amit Kumar Singh, and probably today we are on the third day of our PGCT training. So in last 2 days, we have discussed a lot of concept. We have talked about Vedic mathematics. We saw the application of Vedic mathematics in the exam. So the PGCT exam, we saw the application. Many questions come from the direct application where you just need to solve the question based on the formula. So few questions, if you compare the question papers 2017, 2018, 2019, you'll find 17 and 19 are very easy with compared to 2018. 2018 majority of questions were from CAT, previous year CAT paper. So majority of the question in 2018 were actual CAT question which came in past. You can see 2018 paper. Fine. So yesterday I discussed question numbers 76, 77. So we have discussed these problems yesterday. So 78 is based on compound interest. So I hope you are having a look on the kind which comes. While if you compare the question paper of 2018 with 2019, papers were very easy. Questions were very easy in 2009. So many questions are like that which you can do very fast. So majority of questions in 2019 were very easy. Majority of the questions don't have to do any hard work to solve these questions. Like if you see this question number 100, 2019 question number, right now I'm showing you 2019 question paper. If you see this, the last question in the year 2019, if you see this question, car driver completes 180-kilometer trip in 4 hours. If he average 50 km per hour for the first 3 hours of the trip, what is the speed in the final hour? So such a easy question. So in 4 hours, he covered 180 km. The formula distance is equal to speed into time. If he is traveling 50 km per hour for the 3 hours, so 1 minute, can you hear me? Okay. Guys, internet just now went away. I connected my mobile. So can you hear me all? Please write in the chat box. So I'm using my mobile internet. You can hear me, right? Okay, fine. Okay, great. So see, such an easy question came. So 50 km per hour is going for 3 hours. So he covered 150 km. So how many hours he need to cover in last hour? 30 km, and everyone knows the answer. Yeah, is giving the answer. So questions are like that. If you see question number 99, you will get a grace marks for this question. So this is actually a wrong question. It came in 2019. So the option is not there for this question. Nita want to invest her money in a saving plan that will double her sum in 9 years. Find the percentage rate per annum on the saving if it pays compound interest. So this for this question, imagine if you written 2019 question paper. So the option is not there. The correct option is not there. So this question is about compound interest. So if, I believe everyone knows the formula of compound interest. Majority of students are of BCom. Definitely would have studied compound interest in your BCom or even in engineering also. You know the basic formula. So this is the basic formula of compound interest, where A is your amount, P is your principal, R is your rate of interest, T is the time. So this is the formula of compound interest. When we want to calculate the amount, so whenever we want to calculate amount, we use this form. Whenever I want to talk about interest, then we use the formula P into 1 plus R by 100 to the power minus 1. If we have to calculate interest through compound interest calculation, then this is the formula. So you know this formula now. Now see this. Now see this, everyone. Now here in this question, where is the question paper? So here in this question, what there's a person called Nita. She want to invest her money in a saving, and which will double her sum in 9 years. Her money will get double in 9 years. So find the rate of interest what she is getting on this money. So her money will double in 9 years. So you know the formula of compound interest. So if your money will get double, means whatever the money you will give me, I'll double your money. So you if you give me 100 rupees, I'll make 200 rupees. If you give me 1 crore, I'll give you 2 crore. So I'll double your money in 9 years. So this is the calculation you need to do. So you know this. So you'll get this 2 equal to 1 plus r by 100 to the power 9, because 9 years this is happening. So ultimately you have to find 2 to the power 1 by 9 minus 1 into 100. This is the value of rate of interest. So when we were in BCom level, so then we used to have calculator. With calculator we can find this answer. Even when you go to MBA, in your second semester of your MBA, you will study a subject called financial management or corporate finance. Again the same thing will come. So there also you can calculate with using a calculator, or if I give you log table, then also you can find this value. But in an exam where calculator is not given, where there is no calculator, sir, and without calculator how we can calculate this? So always you can remember this concept. Anyone who prepared for CA and all, CA or your CMA or any exam, they know this concept called doubling of money. So whenever the doubling of money happens, then we follow something called rule of 72. So whenever doubling of money happens, we follow something called rule of 72. So the rule of 72 says that 72, whenever the doubling of money happens, remember the product of R into T is equal to 72. So this will give you approximate answer. This will not give you exact answer. This will give you approximate answer. Your time is 9 years. So what is your approximate rate of interest? So your rate, sorry, your rate is already given. Sorry, what is given? Time is given. Rate they asking you. So rate will be approximately 8% per annum. Approximately, because exact value to you need calculator. So you need a calculator to find the exact value. But approximately you get the rate by using this concept called doubling of money, rule of 72. The product of R into T is should be equal to 72. So that gives you approximate value of R, and here there is no option called 8. So means for this question you will get the grace marks. If you want, if you say, can you prove this? So I can show you this calculation. So if you have calculator and all, I can show you this. So 2 to the power, I'll show you this. This 2 to the power 1 by 9, 2 to the power 1 by 9, then minus 1 into 100. This you have to find. See this answer. Answer is 8.00597. Okay, so you understood this, right? So your answer would be, so because 8.005 so we can't find without using calculator. Okay, so we cannot do this calculation. We cannot do this calculation without using calculator. But there's a rule of 72 which help us time in exam whenever such kind of question come. But we are lucky. Those people are lucky who don't know this rule of 72, because there's no option called 8, so you'll get the grace marks for this. So questions, exams and all come sometime very easy also, many exams. So you need to figure out those easy questions. If you can figure out those easy questions, you can do very well. Like see this 97, very easy. 96, very easy question. Two numbers are such that whose sum and difference is 11 and 7. What is the difference between the cube? So two numbers are such that whose sums and difference are 11 and 7. So the sum of those two number, is 11. The sum of those two number is 11 and their difference is 7. So the sum of two number is 11. If you add them, you'll get one number as 9 and the other number as 2. So everyone can solve this question. So the sum of two number, you can see that the two numbers are there such that whose sum and difference is 11 and 7. So I assume the two numbers A and B. So A plus B is 11 and A minus B is 7. So I got A and B. So this is A and B I got. So what they're asking me, tell me the difference between the cube. So what is the difference between the cube? What is 9 cube minus 2 cube? 9 cube is 729, 2 cube is 8. Your answer is 721. That's it. Option D is your option 721. So your answer is option A. Clear everyone? Understood everyone? You all are understanding, right? What I'm doing. So some exams and all, when you write exams, many questions are very easy. If you figure out those easy questions, you can do the questions much more faster. Some questions are little bit good, not difficult, but yeah, they are good level questions. Like if you see this question, question number 95. So 95 can be considered as not very easy, but yeah, it is a good question. So can you try question number 95? Tell me the answer for that. 96 everyone understood, right? So the idea, what I want to tell you, that whenever you write the exam, you need to find out those questions which are easy. And if you know those easy questions, your work is done. 95, anyone, what is the answer for 95? You all can hear me, right? Yeah. So 95, can you tell me the answer? I believe everyone knows the formula of average. What is average formula? Everyone knows. Sum of number divided by the number, that is your average formula. So tell me, how will you do this question 95? If the average of ABC is M, so you know the formula of average. Don't tell me you don't know the formula of average. Average basically means sum of data. Average basically means sum of data by the number of observation. Statistics and everywhere you have studied average, and arithmetic mean, geometric mean, harmonic mean. You have studied about average, median, mode. So we normally represent average like this. So if the average of ABC is M, so A plus B plus C, three numbers are there, it averages M. Very good, Harshit. So average is M. So I can write A plus B plus C is equal to 3M. So I can write A plus B plus C is 3M. So very simple. Now, then what is written? It is written like this. And they have given this information to us. What information they're given? They're given this information that AB plus BC is equal to minus CA. So it means AB plus BC plus CA is equal to 0. Can you understand this? This information is given to us. So I can say AB. So I can say AB plus BC plus CA is equal to 0. Okay. Now what they're asking me? They're asking me find the average of A square, B square, and C square. So what is the average of A square, B square, and C square? So the average of A square, B square, C square by 3. This is the average. No? Everyone understand what is average? So the formula of average is sum of data by the number of data. They're asking me the average of A square, B square, and C square. And everyone knows the formula. I believe everyone knows the formula that A plus B plus C ka whole square is A square plus B square plus C square plus 2AB plus BC plus CA. Everyone knows this. Okay, so I can write A square plus B square plus C square as A plus B plus C whole square minus 2AB plus BC plus CA. Okay, fine. So now a square plus b square plus c square. Now what I can understand from this, what I can understand from this, so basically this information is given to me. So I know a plus b plus c is 3m. I know a plus b plus c is 3m, so I can put here 3m. So I know a plus b plus c is 3m, so I can put 3m here, minus 2. I know ab plus bc plus ca is 0. So I can write a square plus b square plus c square is 9m square. This, I understood this, but they are not asking me this. What they're asking me, they're asking me the average of that. They're asking me this. Okay, so if a square plus b square plus c square is 9m square, and if they're asking me the value, if they're asking me this value, that a square plus b square plus c square, if they divide by 3, so 9m square divided by 3 is 3m square. Simple. This is what they ask us. नहीं बेटा निकिता, आंसर इज 3m square. So those who are raising hand, please write your your in the chat box. Welcome Soumya. Welcome to the class. Clear everyone? Please write in the chat box if you have understood this. Everyone please write so that I'll feel confident that you have understood. So this is your question. This was your question. Very simple question. No problem. So, no problem, Nikita. You understood, right? Yeah. Rishikesh, very good. Very good, Shilpa. You all are understanding. Pratiksha, any doubt? Praveen, Ramya, any doubt? Shilpa, Shri, Soumya, Sugandhini, any doubt you have? Anything you want to ask? Yashash, Yatish, anything you want to ask? Shaf, anything you want to ask? Clear, right? So this the you can understand questions are very easy. So questions are very easy, Annie. So when we need to figure out these easy questions only. So when we write the exam, all our work, our brain should goes to figure out this only. Okay, question number 94. What is the answer? Very easy question. 94. What is the answer? 94. Tell me the answer very fast. Don't use pen for the answer. Don't write anything. Without writing, tell me the answer. Don't write anything. Without writing, solve and tell me the answer. No need to write anything. You can tell me the answer without writing also. So the average number of printing errors per page in a book of 512 is 4 errors. Very good. So 512 pages there and the number of error is 4. So average error is 4. There's a book having 512 page and the error in that book, the total 4 errors are there in the book. Okay. So now the total 4 errors are there in the book. So now, so if the average errors are 4, so there's a book of 512 page, I can find the total error. So what is the total error? 512 into 4. So 512 into 4 is how much? So 512 into 4 is 2048. And I don't know what is 512 into 4. So I know 500 into 4. 500 into 4, 2000. I don't know what is 512 into 4, but I know 500 into 4. 500 into 4 is how much? 2000. Okay, then 12 into 4 is how much? 48. So what is the total number of error in the book page? 2048 errors are there. Okay, so if in the first 302 page your errors are 1028. Okay, so in first 302 pages, so you saw till 302 pages. So how many pages left to be seen? How many pages are left to be seen? 110 pages. How many pages left to be seen? So you saw till now 302 page. Total page in the book is 512 and the average error per page is 4. So what is the total error? Total error is 512 into 4. So Gotilla, I don't know what is 512 into 4. No problem. Do you know 500 into 4? Yes, sir. If you don't know, you know 5 into 4. So 500 into 4 is 2000. 12 into 4 is 48. So total error is 2048. Okay. So in the first 302 pages, total error till now is 1028. Okay. The total error till now is 1028. Okay. In the first 302 page. How many page left to be seen? 210 page. How many errors are pending? How many errors are pending? 2048 minus 1208. How much errors are pending? 840. So 840 errors are left on 210 page. So what is the average page of what is the average error for the remaining pages? 840 error for 210 page. 21 Forza is 84. You got the answer. Very good, Harshit. And you don't have to do anything. You don't have to write anything. See this question. 91 question. You really want to use pen for these kind of question? 91 question. You really want to use pen for question number 91? What is 0.5? 0.5 is 1 by 2. So what is the value of A? 0.0006. That's it. Do you really want to use pen? Please don't do that. Don't think of dividing 0.0003 by 0.5. Please don't do that stupidity. Always try to convert decimals into fraction. What is 0.5? 0.5 is 1 by 2. So A into 1 by 2 is 0.0003. So what is A? 0.0003 into 2 means 0.0006. You got the answer. Clear, right? So you 91, everyone understood? Then everyone understanding? See 92. See question number 92. Tell me the answer. Don't use pen pencil. Nobody will use pen pencil for question number 92. Nobody will write anything. Without writing, tell me the answer. Everyone, can you hear me properly? Is my voice clear? नहीं बेटा हर्षित ना हर्षित ये these are easy question beta. These questions you don't have to think. You need to be very confident. If you require, take 2 more minutes. But when the questions are easy, you should be 100% confident. I don't want answer in 5 seconds. That is not my objective. My objective is not that my student give me the answer in 5 seconds or 10 seconds. I want correct exact means you should be 100% confident. So what is xy plus y by x? That is x square plus y square by yx. Always remember this, okay? Keep this in your mind. Always keep this in your mind. You always remember a by b plus b by a is always equal to a square plus b square by ab. Keep this in your mind. Keep this in your mind. Okay, they are asking us the inverse of this. I think everyone understand basic maths. I think everyone understand basic maths. Inverse of this means what? AB by a square plus b square. I think everyone understand to the power minus 1 means what? है ना? Everyone? Everyone understand to the power -1. नहीं beta, A is not the answer. Shilpa. Beta, inverse, you understand Shilpa, inverse? हाँ. Harshita, Harshita, Harshita. These are easy question. इसमें गलती करोगे आप लोग, it become a problem. These are not the question to make mistake, guys. This question, if you take LCM, I think everyone knows how to find LCM and all. Inverse, what do you mean by inverse? So the answer is this. Clear everyone? Everyone understand, no? What is inverse? A to the power -1 is 1 by A. And inverse, if you have doubt on inverse, then I have lot of questions for you. If you have doubt on inverse, then I have lot of questions for you. I can give you these questions to solve and all. If you say that, if you feel confident, if you are weak in inverse, then I have lot of questions. Do these questions and all. You should be confident on inverse, surds and indices. Then I start shooting difficult problem for you people. Question number 88, tell me the answer. Question number 88, what is the answer? 93 already I did on first day only. Question number 93 I did on the first day. Question number 88, what is the answer? Very good. So you know the formula. Everyone knows this formula. Everyone knows this formula. Everyone knows this formula that dividend is equal to divisor into quotient. Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Everyone knows this formula. Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So in the question, a divisor is 2/3 of dividend and twice of the remainder. So the divisor is 2/3 of dividend and twice the remainder. If the remainder is 5, then what is your divisor? Divisor is twice of remainder. What is your divisor? Your divisor is how much? If your remainder is 5, your divisor is 10. If your remainder is 5, then your divisor is 10, and your divisor is 2/3 of dividend, and your divisor is 2/3 of dividend. Your divisor is 2/3 of dividend. Your divisor is 10. Then what is your dividend? You don't need to write all this thing. This I'm writing because many of you don't know this formula. For them only I'm writing. I don't know spelling dividend. What is your answer? What is your dividend? Dividend is 15. And the answer is none of these. So first time, because you don't know this, so I wrote everything first time. Very good, Harshit. So they remember this formula. Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. It's given divisor is twice of remainder. remainder is 5. So divisor would be 10. And divisor is 2/3 of dividend. So find the dividend. Dividend is 15. So questions are very easy. So these are DI questions. You can try this DI questions. Already I made a video on 2019 PGCT question paper. I believe you have seen those video. And so all the people who have subscribed to my channel, definitely they would have seen the 2019 question paper. I have solved all the questions for all of you. Now tell me the answer. 82 answer. What is the answer for question number 82? The difference between the two numbers is 642. When the greater number is divided by the smaller, the quotient is 8, remainder is 19. Find the greater number. Tell me the answer. Question number 82. Try, everyone, please try. Question number 82. See, just now I told you this formula. Just now, just now I told you this formula that dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So suppose your greater number is A. Suppose your greater number is A. Your greater number is A and your smaller number is B. And your smaller number is B. Okay. So you are dividing A by B. The difference A minus B is 642. So when the greater number is divided by the smaller, so you are dividing greater number by smaller. So you're dividing greater number by the smaller. So your dividend is A and your divisor is B. Everyone understand what is dividend and divisor. Then your quotient is 8 and your remainder is 19. Everyone knows the formula. Just now I told you the formula. Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Everyone knows this formula. So dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. So your dividend is A, your divisor is B, your quotient is 8 and your remainder is 19. So I can write A is equal to 8B plus 19. So if this was equation 1, this is equation 2. So I can write in place of A, I can write 8B plus 19 minus B equal to 642. I can write 7B is equal to 623. What is the value of B? So what is the value of B? Your value of B is 8, 56, 89. This is the value of B. So they're asking you the greater number. They're asking you the A. What is A? A is 8 into 89 plus 90. You get the answer 731. 89 nines are 81, 72, 80, 801. Sorry, so 89, 89 eights are, sorry. 89 eights are 72, 64 plus 7 is 700. 712 plus 90 is 731. Everyone is understanding. Anyone have any doubt? Anyone have any doubt? Anyone want to ask anything? Anyone? Anusha, Ahita, Dhruti, Elvita, Guna, Harshit? Anything you want to ask? Ishwarya, Kailash, Manu, Mohammad Hussain, Nabila, Nandini, Nikita, anything you want to ask, please let me know. Savita, Sugandhini, anything you want to ask? Acha. So, Atika want me to explain one more time. So let me explain you one more time. See, there's a formula called dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. That is your formula. So if you're dividing, there's a number called A. If you're dividing A by B, then A is the dividend and B is the divisor, and quotient is given to you 8 and remainder is given to you 19. Okay, so and then the difference of those dividend and divisor is given to you called 642. The difference between the two numbers 642. So the difference is given to you 642. You know this. The difference is given to you 642. You know this. The difference is given to you 642. You know that. And you know that dividend is equal to dividend is A. Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus. So you got the value of A. A is equal to 8 into B plus 19. Put that in this equation. Put this in this equation. You know that A minus B equal to 642. And you got and you know that A minus B is equal to 642. And just now you got A is equal to 8B plus 19. Put in that equation, simple linear equation. You got the answer as B equal to 89. Once you get the B equal to 89, they're not asking the B value, they're asking the A value. So you can find the A value. Clear? Okay. Now tell me the answer. Question number 81. Everyone, question number 81, what is the answer? Hmm. Harshit is very good. Harshit can do very fast. Very good, Harshit. So it's very easy, guys. कुछ नहीं करना है. Yeah, this is very easy question. इतना time नहीं लेना है. You don't have to take this much time. This is 2 to the power 9 plus 2 to the power 9 plus 2 to the power 9 plus 2 to the power 9. Okay. Suppose 2 to the power 9. Suppose if you're confused, then I'm telling you, suppose 2 to the power 9 is A. Suppose if you're a little bit weak in maths, suppose 2 to the power 9 is equal to A. So what is A plus A plus A plus A? That is 4A. What this mean? This means what? This means this is equal to 4 into 2 to the power 9. What is 4? I can write 4 as 2 to the power 2. There is 2 to the power 11. That's it. Array, Saf felt bad. Okay, Saf is Saf. Okay, okay. Very good, Saf. Don't say bye and all. Saf is angry with me. Don't go. Give me last chance, Saif. So Saif and Harshit both are very good. ठीक है, everyone understood this? Hmm. Done? Very easy. Anyone have any doubt? Done? Anyone have any doubt? Anyone, any doubt? Please reply everyone in the chat box. Anyone have any doubt? Yashash, Venkatesh, Veera, Swati, Susmita, Soumya, Silpa, Shri, Ramya, Praveen, Pratiksha, any doubt? Rishikesh, Ahita, Annie, Anusha, Bindu, any doubt, anyone? And so you see, you saw questions were so easy. 77 already we did in percentage time. Okay, 76 is again very easy, rectangle formula, length into breadth. 80 is also easy based on probability. So 79 is easy for those people who have basic knowledge on permutation combination. So we'll discuss that later on. 81, 82 you understood, again very easy question. This is DI question. 83 to 87 very easy question. You can try this. We'll discuss all your doubts tomorrow. Then 88, 88 we did very easy. 89, 89 is again easy only. If you want, it's more logical question. If you can try, it's very easy question. 89, 90 is more of logical reasoning kind of question. 91 we very easy. 92 we did. So 94 we did. And 95, 96, 97 is a wrong question. So if you those students who wrote 96, they got grace marks for that. 100 we did. 19 9 was wrong. 98 is good question, just based on time and work. We'll discuss later on. So I hope you can understand the when you write exam, the you need to figure out the easy questions, and if you're if you are good with understanding how to find out the easy question, your exam will become very easy. Like same thing, if you see 2018 paper, 2018 paper, the level of questions were very difficult. So all good level questions were given. Like already I have discussed 76 question yesterday. 76, 77 already we discussed yesterday. 78 question, again very good question. You need to be very good in maths to solve question number 78. Okay, 81 is a easy, is moderate level, not easy. 81 is a moderate level. 80 is easy to moderate level. 79 is very good question, difficult question. Okay, so if I compare 2019 question paper with 2018 paper, then 76 require you should be good with mathematical reasoning ability to solve. 77 is moderate level for those people who are good with maths. Those who are weak in maths, they'll waste their time. 78 is good question, can be considered as a medium. 79 is a good question, easy, medium to difficult. 80 is medium, not difficult. 81 is medium. So you can see suddenly in 2019 the paper was very easy, but if you compare that with 2018, the paper level was very different. 82 is a cat question. 83 is very easy question, easy for easy easy to moderate level. People get confused. 84 is a log question based on logarithm. You can watch my video. I made 3 videos on logarithm. So if you to clear your concepts on logarithm, you can follow my videos in YouTube. So you can do that. 85 is good question. not very difficult, but you need to be good with to solve 85. 86 is again good question. It's not difficult, but people should be good with geometry to solve the question on 86 question. 7 is good for those who know the concept of geometry. Question 88 I consider is an easy question, but this would be difficult for many people. Okay, so question number 88. Let's try question number 88 because I found this easy question out of all. Question number 88, geometry level question. Anyone want to try, they can try. I believe you still remember geometry. So this diagram is actually, if you see this diagram is actually trapezium. You can see this is a trapezium. I believe you remember trapezium. So any polygon which has four sides is called as quadrilateral. So the quadrilateral can be divided into parallelogram, it can be trapezium, or it can be kite. So any quadrilateral, any polygon which has four sides is called as quadrilateral. It can be divided into three parts. It can be parallelogram, it can be trapezium, or it can be kite. Kite, you remember, no? You know kite. This is kite. So this is kite. Now what is trapezium? When you talk about trapezium, this is trapezium, where one pair of sides are parallel, like you can see PQRS. So one pair of sides are parallel. PQ is parallel to RS, but PS is not parallel to QR. So this is called trapezium. And if PS become equal to QR, then that is called as isosceles trapezium. So anyway, talking about trapezium, if you see this diagram, if you remember the concept of similar triangles and all, so if you know the concept of parallel lines, if you know the concept of parallel lines, if you remember the concept of parallel line, this angle and this angle will be equal. Why they will be equal? Corresponding angles. This angle and this angle will be equal. Why they will be equal? Why they will be equal? Because they are corresponding angle. This angle and this angle will be equal. Why? They are called corresponding angles. So in parallel line, so you should know these things. This angle and this angle will be equal because they are corresponding angle. Okay, now you have to understand this thing. So whenever you talk about parallel lines, you should know this concept. One concept is called corresponding angles. You should know what are corresponding angles. You should know what are corresponding angles. So you should know the concept of corresponding angles. Now this angle, this angle, this angle, this angle, and this angle will be equal. Why they are equal? They will be equal because they are called as vertically opposite angle. This angle and this angle will be equal. Why? Because they are called as vertically opposite angles. Vertically opposite angles. So like here, this angle and this angle will be equal. They are vertically opposite angle. This angle and this angle will be equal because they are vertically opposite angles. Okay, whenever the parallel lines are there, you should know this angle, this concept, the concept of corresponding angle, the concept of vertically opposite angle. Okay, and the third concept is the alternate interior opposite angle. The third concept is alternate interior opposite angles, alternate interior opposite angles, alternate interior opposite angle means if you draw parallel line, then your this angle and this angle will be equal. This angle and this angle will be equal. Why? They are called as alternate interior opposite angle. This angle and this angle will be equal. Why? Because they are called as alternate interior opposite angle. So if you know these concepts, and so then it will be really good for you. Fine. So it will be really good for you. The sum of this x and y would be 180 degree because it's a straight line. So you should know the basic concepts. If we are good with these basic concepts, then it would be very good for us to solve the problems. So in order to solve the problems in exam, it would be very good for us. Now, if you see this, so basic, try to study little bit about congruent triangle, isosceles triangle and all. So if you see this diagram, so here PQ is equal to RS. Here PQ is equal to RS. So if you see the triangle POQ, if you see the triangle POQ, the triangle POQ will be similar. Well, POQ will be similar to the triangle SOR. So the triangle POQ will be similar to triangle SOR. Why the these two triangles will be similar? Why these two triangles will be similar? Because angle POQ will be equal to angle ROS. You can see this angle and this angle will be equal. Why? Vertically opposite angle. They are vertically opposite angle. They are vertically opposite angle. Angle POQ and angle ROS will be equal because they are vertically opposite angle. Similarly, angle PQR will be equal to the angle PQR will be equal to the angle SRO. This angle will be equal to this angle. Why? Because alternate interior opposite angle. And this angle and this angle will be equal. Why? Because alternate interior opposite angle. This angle and this angle will be equal. Why? Because alternate interior opposite angle. You can see this line and this line is a parallel. You can see this line and this line is a parallel. Because they are parallel, so this angle and this angle will be equal. This angle and this angle will be equal because alternate interior opposite angle. So you have to understand this because they are alternate interior opposite angle. Similarly, this angle and this angle will be equal. Why? Because alternate interior opposite angle. And so you can say that. So by AA similarity, you can say that these two triangles are similar. So once you understood these triangles are similar, once you understood these triangles are similar, once you understood that these two triangles are similar, now everyone, those who know the basic concept on geometry, so in 10th standard in maths book you studied the concept of geometry. So if two triangles are similar, so these two triangles will be similar. So if two triangles are similar, then your sides are proportional. Then your sides are proportional. It means PO, then it means PO by SO will be equal to R, then it would be equal to OQ by OR. So if they are equal, then you just need to put in the formula. PO is 13x minus 31 and SO is x minus 2. OQ is x plus 5 and OR is 1. You just need to solve. So you got a linear equation. You need to solve this equation. 13x minus 31 is x minus 2 into x plus 5. So if you solve this, so 13x minus 31 is equal to x square plus 5x minus 2x minus 10. 13x minus 31 is equal to x square plus 3x minus 10. So you can write square plus 3x minus 10 minus 13x plus 31 is equal to 0. So I can write x square minus 10x plus 21 is equal to 0. Quadratic equation I got x square minus 7x minus 3x plus 21 equal to 0. I'll solve the quadratic equation. X minus 7 minus 3 x minus 7 is equal to 0. X minus 3 into x minus 7 equal to 0. The value of x is 7 or 3. So you just need to use the concept of similarity, and if you use the concept of similarity, you'll get the answer very fast. Clear? Everyone clear? So those who know the basic concept on geometry, the similar triangle, congruent triangle, so you can easily understand this. When triangles are equal, then the angles are equal and their sides are equal. When triangles are similar, then the angles are equal and the sides are proportional. So by using that concept of proportionality, I solve this problem. Anyone have any doubt? Anyone want to ask anything? Anyone want to ask anything? Guys, please tell a little bit fast. There's no electricity and my laptop battery is also not much. So please tell me fast. Anyone have any doubt? Hmm. So this is a concept of similar triangle. So you basic geometry, if you have younger brothers, sisters, you can take 10 standard PUs, 10 standard book of them and study the chapter triangle. From that, you'll easily understand. So this I consider to be easy question. So although this will not be easy for many people, so the answer for this question would be both A and B. So the question level is good here. When you compare 2018 paper with 2019, 19 was so easy, but these questions are not at all easy. If you see question number 89, the answer is option D. So those people can do this question who are good with coordinate geometry. Fine. So if I see question number 90 is can be good, can be difficult, can be easy for those people depending upon how you understand maths. So the answer for this is 11. Question number 94 is the question number 94. The sum is the answer is 36. So either you can do manually or you need the concept of permutation combination. 93 again concept of permutation combination. 92 is easy. 92 is easy. You can do 92. Everyone try question number 92. Question number 92, please try. Everyone please try question number 92. Please try 92 everyone. So 92, see this question number 92. Find three digits such that the product of the digit is a natural number less than 5. So find three digit number. You have to find three digit number such that the product of the digit, you will get a value which is less than 5. So what I can take 111. I can take 111. So 111. How many numbers are there? Only one number with the digit 111. If you do the product, what is the product? Product is one, only 1 into 1 into 1. I hope you understand. You have to make a three digit number. You have to make a three digit number. You have to make a three digit number such that the product of the number is a value less than 5. So I can take 111. So the product of that is 1 only. So how many numbers can you make? Only one number. I can take 112. So the product of 112. Very good. Very good, Sugandhini. So if I take 112, so what is the product of that? Product of that is 2. Product of that is 2. The 112, what is the product? Product of that is 2. So how many numbers can I make? I can make three numbers. What are those three numbers? 112, 121, and 2111. And so with the digit 112, how many numbers can I make? I can make three numbers. You could have written this directly as 3 factorial by 2 factorial. Those who can understand the concept of factorial, they can write this as 3 factorial by 2 factorial, because three numbers are there, three digits are there, 1, 1 and 2. So three digits, in how many ways you can arrange 3 factorial, but the digit 1 came two times. So in how many ways can you do 3 factorial by 2 factorial? In how many ways can you write AMIT? How many four-lettered word you can make from the letters AMIT? 4 factorial. 4 factorial. Why 4 factorial? Why 4 factorial means what? What is 4 factorial? 4 factorial means 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. And I think everyone knows the concept of factorial. I can make 24 four-lettered word with AMIT. Okay, so similarly 112, similarly I can write 113. Again with 113, how many numbers can I make? Three numbers. What are those three numbers can I make with 113? With 113, how many numbers can I make with the digit 113? So how many can I make? 113. I can make 113 or 131 or 311. And with the digit 113, I can make three numbers. Similarly, 114. Similarly, 114. How many can you make? Again, three. So 114, 141, and 411. So I can make three-digit number like this, and all the product is less than 5. Then I can make 122, 122. Again, the product is less than 5. And how many numbers can I make? Again, three. Number can be 122 or 221 or 212. So these are the possible cases I can do. So if I do the count of that, that is 13. So there are total 13 three-digit numbers are there. The total 13 three-digits are number are there, whose product is a natural number which is less than 5. So guys, now I'm having problem with my battery. My laptop battery is getting switch off very soon. So tomorrow I'll teach you 20 minutes more. But today this much I can do, because I don't have any other option. So there is no electricity in my home. Very soon my laptop will get switch off. So anyone have anything to say? So you can see the idea what I wanted to tell you. If you see 2019 paper, it was very easy. If you compare 19 with 2018 paper, it is the level of questions are moderate to difficult. 93 option is D, permutation combination. 94, all are very good level questions are there. You cannot do it very easily. So exams, you may get easy question, you may get difficult problem. In exam, you may get easy, you may get difficult. So prepare for the worst. Okay, in case of any doubt, Padma Shri team is there for you. We are giving free PGCT training to all of you, so that you can do best in your life. And in order to do best in your life, you need to get very good B school. So we at our end, we are giving a lot of help to all of you, so that you get your dream. So to know more about Padma Shri College, you can visit our campus. It is in Kengeri, very beautiful campus we have. You can visit our campus. It is based in Kengeri, or you can consult any faculty members, Purita madam or Harsha sir. You can contact them to get more information about Padma Shri College. So please do visit, please get more information, and any concern you have in regard of PGCT exam, please do ask to us. We are there to help you. Okay guys, so now I need to wind up the class because I have very less battery left with me. Tomorrow I'll teach you how much I can do. Tomorrow I'll teach you 20 minutes more. Fine. So see you again tomorrow, guys. Everyone, take care, everyone. Anyone want to ask anything? So thank you everyone. Thank you Yashish. Please write down the feedback of the class in the WhatsApp group. What you feel about the class, good, bad, anything, whatever is your feedback about the class, you can write in the WhatsApp group. 1 minute, just let me check the electricity. Okay everyone, so please write down the feedback in the WhatsApp group. See you again everyone for the next class. Take care everyone. Bye.